Hi, Sandy here. I'm working on my randomness. There's the dog coming in the room. My randomness glue book, number 3. This is number 1. Usually my books have a theme, but when I do a random book, it can be anything. Just mix and match stuff. So that's number 1. And I've done flip-throughs of these. You might be able to find them somewhere on my YouTube channel. So there's number 2. And see, this is just totally unrelated things that I've mixed and matched. And I'm working on number 3. And how I do this is I make 25 sheets covered on both sides to make 50 pages per book. And then as I make them, this is going to be for my cover, whatever I come up with, I put them in this binder temporarily, and then I will pull them out and bind them into a book. I can't see the stitches on that one. Yeah, there. See, I've sewn this and used duct tape on the side and just wrote the title on there. So I need 18 more pages to finish this book. So that's 9 sheets covered on both sides. So I've gathered up my stuff, created some pages, and I'm just going to glue them together. So I'm going to start with this page. Get this out of the way. I've been working on this for 2 or 3 hours today. Not all at once, but here and there. So I'm starting out with this that I cut out of a magazine. It's various things with a peacock pattern, and I just like that. So I picked out a paper. I don't have peacock paper, but I think this kind of reminds me a little bit of peacock. So I chose that paper, and I'm going to glue this on. I'll get it glued up. I always get the edges really good and then just spread it around the inside a little bit. Okay. And these have numbers on them for the descriptions in the magazine, but I don't care. It doesn't hurt anything. So I was looking for like a peacock colored flowers or something to add, and this has some purple in it, so I found these purple flowers, and then I glued them onto a pink piece of blue background for kind of a peacock flavor. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but it'll certainly do. So I'll put that here. I like that kind of angle things. And now I have lots and lots of birds, but I have no peacocks. So I went on Pinterest and I printed this and cut it out and rounded the corners. I like to do mostly themed books, mostly Victorian, but sometimes I just like to do something different and do the random books and use up a lot of stuff that don't really necessarily fit into my themed books. I do like to angle things. And then here's a little ticket that says, "Be yourself, everyone else is taken." I'm going to put that on there. And that's that. 1 page done. And on the back side, this is kind of vintage, very vintage. It's mostly going to get covered up. But I've got these teacups, and I'm kind of getting into like having 4 things on a page. Here's some music I printed off Pinterest. Pretty much all of these I printed off of Pinterest. Here's a little girl in a chair. She's so sweet. And then I've got a lot of pretty rooms, so I decided I would add a room to the page. And I got some things to fill in this space, but I'm going to get these glued in. Now, as I'm making my pages, I always know, is it going to be on this side or that side? And there's no really rules. These I'm putting on fairly straight instead of angling them. The binding is going to be on this side, on this one. I've already done 2 recent videos with 12 pages on each video. So I've been having a lot of fun this weekend playing with in my craft room. And I need another glue stick, because that one just died. Okay. I like how it's stamped original on there sideways, but I'm not really going to have room to not have that covered. Maybe not. Maybe not. What do you do? Oh, my cat is scratching on my wicker chair. Alright. I'm going to overlap this room a little bit. Okay, now I've got an angel here, an angel sticker. I'm going to add more glue to it just to be safe. That goes right there. And then this is off of some scrapbook paper that I had a long time ago, and I cut out, it was just all kinds of things like this, and I cut them all out to use as embellishments. And I'm going to put that right here. It says perfumer. It's kind of in a foreign language. And I bought at TJ Maxx, I bought a hand soap dispenser for the kitchen. It says glass mason jar, mason, craft and more, 16-ounce dispenser, hand wash. And I just really like the tag that they had on there. So I'm going to use that and stick it right here. And then I've got this ticket. Got that in Happy Mail a couple days ago. And maybe I'm not going to cover up that original thing. I'll put that right there. And then this I also got in Happy Mail. Just says number 4. It looks pretty vintage. And that's, oh, come on, don't slide around. Okay. Goes pretty fast when you pre-select everything. Okay. My husband's watching a football game. You can probably hear it. My dog's been playing with a frisbee and making a lot of noise, but now she's laying on the floor, kind of settled down. Okay, this page, I have a program on my phone. I waste so much time with it. It's a coloring pictures on the phone, and I save the pictures and then I transfer them to my computer, and I have them all in a file because some of them I think would look good on gluebook pages. So I printed these and cut them out, and I had a 4th one, and I'm pretty sure it was a cat, but I can't find it. So I need something more for this page, and so I went on Pinterest and I printed this cat. And this is steampunk, so you get a good look at that. And I'm not into steampunk, but it is kind of cool. It's like Victorian gadgets. There's a lot of cogs, and they're like invent things, and I don't know. And then I came up with some things. I got this bicycle, these Victorian bicycles. I got some Victorian spectacles. I'm just going to get these glued on here. and add some embellishments on here. But, you know, for not being into steampunk, this is pretty cool, I think. I hope way in the future my daughter and granddaughter will look through my books and think Grandma was a pretty cool lady. And I chose this background. I don't know. I didn't have any cogs. I didn't have a good print to go with it, but I thought the circles would look good. Just imagine they're cogs. Alright, so there's my cat. Steampunk cat. You can find all kinds of steampunk stuff on Pinterest. Alright, so we'll put the cat right there. And the bicycle's there. Now I've got a balloon. I want that a little bit higher, like right there. I've got a light bulb. I've got these spectacles. I've got some scales. I've got a ticket. I've got these calipers. I've got a clock face. I'm gonna get it on here, trust me. And I've got a key. So I think those are good embellishments to go with steampunk. I've had these for a while, and I also cut those out of scrapbook paper, and there was like ink, and it was like Victorian style desk accessories. And by the way, the name of my coloring app is Happy Color. You can download it for free from Google Play, Google something. Of course, I get my daughter to download stuff for me. Although I can handle Pinterest and printing quite well. Alright, yeah, I think, yeah, this would be right side up, more or less. That's sticker back. Okay. It's just a vintage style ticket. It says Mercurial Ointment, Smith Pharmacy. And there's a clock face with no hands. You could probably draw on some hands. Maybe I will. There's a light bulb. Let's see. We'll make it 4 o'clock, whatever. Okay. My hands are getting sticky from the glue already, so I like to keep a wet washcloth nearby to wipe my fingers off. Because I can get pretty messy. Alright. Now the back side is just some brown paper. And I have a lot of stuff, pictures of like flea market stuff, so I decided I'll do a flea market page. You just put things on your page that you want to be able to look at for years to come, that you appeal to your eye. Mix and match them, create themes, whatever makes you happy. So I've got this, some vintage things, and then this was in the magazine just like this, and I'm just leaving it like that. need to fill in this space, so I got this vintage style scrapbook paper and I tore it. If I really cared, I would use my ink and brown the edges to make it look more vintage, but it's fine. So I'm going to put that there. And then one more. These are some spools, antique bobbins. I'm going to round the corners on this one. I've got these corners all over my floor. Okay. So that's done on both sides. The stuff that goes on the back of the page, I'm just laying it out on this solid paper because I can't just have it run loose. Alright, this is some random stuff. I'm starting out with, I started out with this. It's a greeting card. And I thought, well, actually I started out with this purple paper. And then I thought I needed something purple, and the edge of this is purple. This is a vase. I almost put it on sideways, but no. Oh, my dog just farted. Oh, bad. That's bad. I can smell it. I didn't hear anything, but I can smell it. Alright, then I got this little statue in front of an old picket fence, and just a nice little design there. So I'm going to put that on. I've noticed in this book I haven't been doing a lot of overlapping. I've been just kind of laying out photos, almost like I'm doing scrapbooking. But that's alright. Okay, and then I've got this. I like these porch scenes and outdoor furniture and things like that. And I'm not sticking entirely with the purple theme. I forget where I saw these in a magazine, I think. Here's these purple boots, and it's like outside garden, more or less. So I decided to add the purple boots. So I'll be finishing up this 50-page book soon, and it doesn't really seem like I've made much of a dent in my stash of images, but that's alright. Now this, I cut this out of a magazine quite a while ago, and I'm glad I'm finally using it. Just some circles, and it's going to go there. Okay, that's done. Now the back side, there's watercolor on it. Now, I got this that I cut out of a magazine. I just like the colors of it. So that's going to go there. And now I recently got paper pad of solid colors from the thrift shop, and there was all these strips at the top. And I don't know if I'm going to save all of these, but I thought I'm going to use some of these in my glue book. I made sure I put them on this side because this side is going to go in the binding. Because if I put it in the binding with the folding, you know, opening and closing the book, it'll get kind of worn. So I've got these strips, and I'm going to use them. And I purposely tore the edge. And because it's a rainbow pattern there, I'm kind of using a rainbow pattern here. So there's green, blue. Now here's the hole where it was, you could have hung the pattern off for display in the store. And I'm just leaving it there, just to make it more interesting. Leaving a little bit of white between each one. And we start our pattern over again. Now there's my, I was missing a purple one. I need the purple one. Now I'm not, I want them to be kind of random. I'm not trying to get them perfect or anything. I think I'll tear a little bit off of this one because it's kind of covering his face. I messed up my pattern. I gotta have green next. Okay, and then blue. And then pink. And I'm going to have to trim it off the top here. Then I've got these two stickers with their butterflies in the shape of a butterfly. So I'm going to put those on. Then I've got this that says thoughtful. I've had this for years. I thought, what the heck, I am going to get this used. Alright, where should I put it? Right, let's put it right down here, close to the bottom. There. Alright, I don't love it, but it's interesting. It's a keeper, I guess. Okay. Then I've got this. This is just something I cut out of a magazine. I just like the looks of it. There's my chair squeaking. It does that quite a bit. And I've got this kind of vintage paper with writing on it in pink. And then I've got this, this was an envelope, and I really liked it. And I used my letter opener to tear up into one layer. I almost glued it on whole, but no, the other side was pretty too. So I saved the other side. So I'm going to glue that on. And I like this raggedy edge that I've made. So that goes here. I'm going to have it, the binding is going to be here, so I don't want to lose my bird. And now I've got to trim this edge off. Okay, and then I've got this. I've had this a while too. What am I going to do with that? This is why I love making glue books, because there's stuff that I've had around that just seem like they're never going to get used in my scrapbooks. I can use them in my glue books. So that goes there. And then here's a cute little kitty with a baby kitty. I'm going to glue that on. That was, you might have just heard my cat meow. That was perfect timing while I was talking about my kitty. And then here's two circles that I punched out of scraps with my favorite punch. I get a lot of bang out of that punch. So I'm going to just glue those on. I make so many of these. I try not to make a lot, but I got to use them after I make them, right? So I try to use them. That was my dog shaking his head. Okay, now that's a very pretty page. So very lovely. Alright, now this is going to be interesting. This is a white background, and I don't like white backgrounds. This is some gift wrap that I just got at the thrift shop. I don't need any gift wrap, but I just thought it was so pretty. And I'm just going to cover this page with it, and it doesn't need anything except I've got this blank space. I could have cut it to fit, but the way it was folded, and this was just a scrap hanging off the side because it was used. You know, it was what the leftovers, and but I'm not going to do that. So I just cut what I had, and then I've got this buttons scrapbook paper I'm going to glue across the top. Let's see how it looks across the bottom. It doesn't. I think I like it better across the bottom. Alright, I'm going to get my big glue stick for this, although it's almost gone. We'll see how far it goes. Well, that's it. No more of that. So glue books can be just about anything. They don't have to be collages, although this is kind of a collage of teddy bears. But just glue on things that you like looking at. Trying to get it lined up really good here. Good enough. I'll get my buttons sewed on. This is scrapbook paper, a scrapbook paper. So they're both colorful with kind of pastels, and I think that goes very good together. It's kind of hanging off the edge a little bit, so I'm going to trim it. It's hanging off both sides, really. Okay, moving on. So I have a Dick, Jane, and Sally sticker book. It's got stickers. And I cut this page out, and I could have just cut her out, but I like this house and the picket fence. And run, Spot, run with me, run fast with me. That is classic Dick, Jane, and Sally, and this is Sally, obviously. So I've got this watercolored paper. I'm gonna glue it on there. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, not yet. I've got this paper that I'm going to put down here on the bottom. Actually, this side. For an interesting background. So that goes there. And now I'm wondering, yeah, I've got another glue stick. Yes, I've got another large glue stick for this large thing. Yeah, that's good. I've got tons of small glue sticks, but I didn't buy very many large glue sticks. They do last a while. Okay, so I'm going to put that here. And then we got a sticker of Spot. I used to have a dog that looked almost just like Spot. His name was Sam. It was my husband's dog when I married him. So Sam is Spot. Spot is right here. She's riding her bike past him. And these are the stickers that came with the sticker book. So I'm using them. These are some trains. Right there. And then a ball. Put that on the sidewalk. And that's done. There's the back side. So I've got this green picket fence, or maybe it's just the way the shadows lay on it. It looks green. And then I've got this plant. I think I'll put that over there. And I've got this tag. Put that there. And here's kind of a little gardening area. And this is like a seed packet. And then I've got this sticker with birds. So that's what that's going to be. Oh, that was a little hard to turn. It'll get easier. Okay. So I'm going to put that up here. Maybe, yes, I like that better. looks kind of more balanced. I really have an awful lot of stuff, images for glue books, and I just need to use them. And I do. I got to slow down on adding to my collection, I think. Okay. I'm going to kind of angle that a little bit and fill up that space. And I better glue this bird just to make sure he sticks well. I made this a long time ago. I printed it as a tag, and then I glued it onto colored paper for a background, and it's getting a little bit loose. Okay, now I need a bug right there. I've been using a lot of bugs in this book. Okay, here are my bugs. Oh, there's a spider. I'm going to just add that for the fun of it, too. This is a dull razor blade. It's not sharp. Well, I could get cut with it if I'm really careless, but it's not sharp. It's been around a while. Alright, I'm going to put the spider right there where he'll stand out. And then kind of going with green. Well, I'm gonna do this dragonfly. There. That page is done. Okay. Put my bugs back. So then I chose this, to actually go with the next page. And on the back was this Franken paper that I had made, and it's orange. So I picked out some orange things, and I've got this. This is out of an art book. There's a car. Here's some money. A sticker that says sky above me, earth below me, fire within me. That's another word sticker I would have probably never used. And then this is a tag that I made a long time ago. Just put some stickers on some print paper. And then here's a it's not real. I see a tag on it. It's a parakeet? No. It's some kind of a bird. Alright, so we'll get the glue in this page together. Got a little purple glue on there, but it'll dry clear. Alright, we'll get this car on there. Oops, I dropped my bird. That was my chair making that noise. Okay. I got this from a thrift shop. I had it going the other way, but I've got this glittery piece of paper on there, and I wanted to show. I don't want to cover it all up. There. And then the sticker. I don't really want it to go the same direction as that $10 bill. Alright, last thing on this page. I didn't want to add too many things. Well, there's several items, but they're small. I want my Franken paper background to show through. Okay. Now, here's a good one. Last year, I got a calendar for my daughter with Barbie. Some beautiful drawings of Barbie. I'm going to have to cut some edges off of this because it's so big. And she's got her little pinky sticking straight up. And that was kind of tricky to cut out. And I hope I don't knock it off while I'm gluing it. So that's how I put my glue on. I get around the edges really good. That's important. And don't be chintzy with it because it'll be not sticking then. Okay. Yep, got her pinky glued. Don't want her pinky falling off. Okay. Then it came with these flowers, but they were on the edge of the calendar, so they have a straight edge. That's why I wanted the seam to be on this side, so that I can put the flowers there and they won't get lost in the seam when I bind the book. And they say they're from Ken, of course. And then here's some Star magazines, Star Movie News. These were on the same page with Barbie, and it had basically a white background. So I cut them out. Okay, now I gotta flip it over and trim off where it's overhanging. All right. Now this is just some totally random stuff. You want out, Rosie? My dog is whimpering. She was sleeping on the floor a few minutes ago, and now she's whimpering. Okay, so I got my watercolor paper. And then I've got this that I cut out of a magazine. I just like colorful things. And then I've got this. This was really thick, like a coaster, like you get in a bar. And I peeled the back off to make it thinner because it was just too much. And then I've got this. This was on the back of a calendar. It's one of the calendar pages. And I've got a cat. And I've got a game card from Monopoly. These are totally unrelated things, and I got a purple background, and there's not much purple in the pictures, but that's what I came up with. That is what you call random. But I like the layout of it. I like the composition of it. And it's 10 o'clock, and I should be getting myself to bed, but I'm going to finish this. And if it were earlier, I would go ahead and get my book clamped and glued tonight and let it dry overnight, but I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. Okay, so there's my butterfly page. And my cat. I need to shift this a little bit because I don't want it in the binding of my book, because it'll get folded and bent and come loose. Yeah, that's fine. Collect $50 from every player for the Grand Opera opening. That would have been a lot of money back then when Monopoly was invented. Okay, this is curling, but it'll be pressed in the book for years to come, and it'll be fine. I didn't get his ear glued down very well. Okay. Okay, that goes on the next page. That's what that is. All right. Oops, I dropped something. Okay. So I've got this picture of a cottage that was the front of a greeting card. Put it there, let the watercolors show around the edges. And then I've got a playing card. And this is from a very old magazine. It's something you fill out and mail in for something. You don't see much of those anymore, I don't think. Yeah, people don't mail in for stuff anymore. They go online and get it. A Nostalgia Book Club. Okay, then I've got a circle that I punched out. Then I've got these dogs. Look at these dogs. Oop, I just tore it. My finger's a little too sticky. Okay, we get that lined up, press down. I've got this sticker. It says "Love This." Love this. I'm going to put that right there. And I've got a snail sticker. Just random, unrelated stuff. It's going to go right there. Then I got a grasshopper sticker. And he's going to go right there. And that page is done. I'm creaking in my chair. I had to pick up my washcloth off the floor. Wipe my hands off. Okay. That's done. Oh, no. Okay, I'm back. Moving on to the next page. I've got this piece of paper that I'm going to use for my next page. So it'll be the back side, but this was just plain, so I took my Distress ink and I inked it up. And I've got a lot of stuff from like flea markets. Just some nice things. So I'm going to just glue those on a page. And I decided to add something cute. So there's a little girl. And then I've got stuff I cut out of a Boyd's Bear catalog. So that's that page. I got a lot of these pictures out of Romantic Homes magazine. I just like flipping through my books and seeing things that appeal to my eye. I don't have to please anybody else, just me. And that's what your glue books are about, pleasing yourself. Sometimes I'll go to bed. I like to read before I go to sleep for about, maybe 10 minutes, not very long. But sometimes I'll bring a glue book to bed with me and flip through that. So this is a Boyd's Bear figurine with two bears talking on their vintage style phones to each other. And then this is a Boyd's Bear bunny. She's got a bunch of baskets. I'm not sure what she's doing, but she's cute. So my pages, some of them are vintage, some of them are cute, some of them are kind of psychedelic, like that real colorful one that I did towards the beginning. Just a wide variety, and there's no rules, no rhyme or reason. Okay, now this page is going to be so simple. Yeah, I got some Good Old Days magazines, and in every issue they have a page out of, this says Men's Work Raincoats of 1923. So here's a page of vintage raincoats, and I just like the vintage look of this page, and I'm putting it on this. I have several sheets of this, got to use it for something. So I'm gonna, and the seam will be here, so I'm gonna leave a little extra space there. And this is gonna be it. I'm not gonna add anything. I'm not sure what I could add to it, but this is all it needs. I try not to do a lot of the pages like that, but I will do pages like that, just to add one thing to the page, and that's all it needs. Okay, we're getting close to the end. Okay, so I also have several sheets of this. It's got a very light pattern of a field of flowers, and it's the same on both sides. I like to have nice backgrounds. And I started out by choosing this picture of this boy and his homemade ambulance. It's misspelled. And then I thought, I think I need a dog for that page. This looks like a nice rough and tumble dog for a boy like that. I like it. Then I need something to fill in this page, so I looked in my landscapes, and this is just a house with flowers, and that's all this page needs. And well, then I added a couple of bugs. I just put them on there. Those are stickers. Yeah, see, I'm kind of going crazy with the bugs today. I think now that I'm getting close to the end of this book, my page is getting a little bit simpler, because it's a little bit of a challenge to just keep coming up with new ideas for every page, although I've got plenty of images to inspire me. I think that dog looks good with that boy. Now, I've done some pretty good collages in the past, a lot of overlapping and stuff, but I seem to be doing more like scrapbooking with this book, just getting the stuff on there, arranging it nicely, not a lot of layering. So that's a good boy page. And this is going to be the last page of my book. I got this owl. Animals are always interesting, especially birds. Okay. Put him right there. Now it's got some writing on there, and I don't want the writing on there. So I've got this vintage style thing that's printed from Pinterest. It was a page of things that I cut up. And I'm going to cover those words up right there. Then I've got this, just for no reason. This was from some scrapbook paper. It had a whole bunch of prices on it. Let's see, I'll put it like that. And then a key. I also printed that from Pinterest. And that page is done. Gotta get my glue cap. Put it on there. Okay. So thanks for watching, and my next video will be after I get this all glued together, and I'll do a flip through. Before I glue it together, I will scan all these pages onto my computer, and then on my Facebook page I have albums of each of my glue books, This is why I love doing the 8.5 by 11, because it's just perfect for scanning. So, and then I have an album on Facebook, and then I'm in a couple of Facebook groups. One is called Vintage Gluebooks, Vintage Gluebooks. It's got those 2 words in it, maybe some other words, and I always post my pages on there. And this is not, well, that's a little bit vintage, but you know, this is not vintage except for the card. But you can post almost anything on there, you know, nothing, not bad things, but you can post almost anything on there. So I post them there. So thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and bye-bye.